Milline liiklus on Islandis kogu aeg?
Let's see.
Before this.
It is, as a filmmaker, you feel very good when you make a film and everybody wants to talk about, because this topic makes everybody cry and to avoid discussions. So ask me later.
I don't know if it is necessary. We can see in the end. But first, better we talk, and then we will see. There will be consensus to see it once more time. We will do it. I like it, but I have to make compromise. Everybody here knows about the reason for this meeting. The film of Martin Capatinta, which is unfortunately not here. Yesterday have post reaction of some participants because they thought that they was manipulated in film, so he didn't explain them how he will use the material, and so I think that is a matter which we have to discuss, because also I have my statement, but in the beginning maybe it's good that we hear what the statements are, maybe Bojan from Turkish group, and also all of the participants have to, if they feel to say something, they have to say their statement.
Yeah, I can separate the subject like two. One is much more about me, myself, as a personally. He just asked me to pray, and I just use, we are as a group, and I trust everyone. If someone else, I would ask where you will use it, but I thought he will just use it as a soundtrack, maybe in credits or somewhere. No, I didn't. For the project. Yeah, for the project. Yeah, for sure. And I prayed the most important prayer in my religion. The most important prayer in my religion. And maybe believers, and as a believer, it's important for me. And I prayed it. That's like, and he should, at least he could tell me the story, because as a movie I cannot say, because it's something else, I will talk about that. But on that subject, I would like to be informed before, for which kind of movie it will be used. That's one thing. About movie, I like the idea, to be honest. About the idea, I don't have anything, because nakedness, okay, symbolize maybe purity. I don't know what director and won't talk like this. Maybe later. I don't know. As a religious part, as a group leader, also I felt like disturbed, because maybe for me it can be okay, no problem. But for example, Esra, I know Esra, also me, not only Esra and me, like get a bit disturbed. I don't know. Maybe we are so sensitive about religion. But it disturbed us.
I think not only for my religion, for all religion, it's something respect this, because the praying, when people go holy place, they cover up and go pray, and there is something not people without any clothes, and there are holy sentences from their books, but they don't. When they read that sentence, they cover up and they respect it. So maybe I'm not just talking about me. If I go to church, also I respect everything. If they do not something, for example, if they pray when they are praying, they put a hat on their head. Also, I will do it. Also, I believe it will damage project also. Because when we say divided God, people are afraid, because it's hard to talk about religion generally. Because you talk about God, maybe it's sin for somebody. And in that way, it's people don't like to talk about religion too much, who are very religious. I cannot see that movie in Turkey to talk. We plan to show all movies, but I cannot show it, because they will say are you kidding with our religion? Also with Jews we say, you remember there was a film, Charlie's Angel? There was a woman dancing with a song, and there was a little bit sentence from Quran, and it became a big scandal in Turkish televisions. They say, are they kidding with our religion? If they not know about our religion, so don't use it in your film. It's not a documentary to make art, to make something other. It's something holy. For all religion, it's like that. If you want to make art, you can use a lot of things, but not holy things.
This what Ezra said, especially about the presentation of this material. As the manager of the project, must say this is not this is not one of the aim. It is contrary of the context of the project. So that make conflicts and provocation. And this is one thing, and I think that this thing can really disturb or misleading all the concept of the project. This is one thing. But other things is that was manipulating inside our project, inside the group, because he have not explained for what he will use this material.
In a way, yeah, it's provocative, but I want to give some examples. I mean, of course, in one side, for example, now if we are like reacting, it means maybe we are so sensitive, or we take it so personally. But not today, in the world, sometimes like some people, they're fighting against that discrimination between religions, and they sometimes provocate people to see the reaction. But just some example, I mean, maybe you remember 2 or 3 years ago, one Australian director shoot a movie about one naked girl, and some pages from Quran was falling on her body, and she was naked, and he's killed. He was killed because of this. I mean, someone murdered him. Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about reality. It's not my opinion. No, we should kill. I'm just giving some real examples. I mean, sometimes, yeah, to change some things, you should like a bit move it, and you should provocate it sometimes. But still, in the world, like for billions of people, religion is something really important. And maybe they don't even have food in Africa, but they believe in my religion, So, in a way, it's still so sensitive subject, and as I said, I cannot show this in my country.
We are here stepping into the field of intimate place of sacred, of religious, of one person. And I think provocation on this level, it's really stupid. Because it's not, I think provocation is good for the institutions. It's good for the, you can make provocations towards, I don't know, a church, towards, yeah, like big institutions. Why to provocate somebody's personal belief? I don't see the point. That's what I see.
I want to tell that when the author of the film is here, we didn't hear anything from him, so maybe it would be good if he can explain why he decided to make such a film, like one of the authors.
Does anybody want to say something?
No, and you can just explain, like, what was your intention, like...
I'll give you 4 answers. I will give you 4 answers. As a participant, I agree with you, it was not correct. Don't tell you for what you will use your prayer. And maybe me and Martin even don't know what hierarchy of prayer you pray. So, but I can also say for the German prayer, it's Vater Unser, is also one of the highest prayer, if you can say this in Christian religion. And the idea was to have 8 nation prayers, because maybe they pray all the same, but I don't know what you pray. And it fits very good to the topic Divided God, because in every nation, in every religion, you have different prayers, and maybe not, we don't know. But they pray a different way. In some religions, for example, the prayer Julia did in Portuguese, they don't say like blah blah blah, they sing this. So it has another effect on you when you don't know the language and you recognize it like music or something. And then in the ending, when the pictures and the prayers get more clear, because in the first part it's very weird, nobody knows what it is. And in the middle part you see the different prayers in the written form, and then you, it was okay, and then it gets more calm. And in the end it's Amen, like first it's divided and in the end it's united, something like this.
But we must be responsible in this production, which is, I know, it will be very interesting for anybody from here who don't see this, who won't see this, yes. But in public presentation it cannot be, because it can have really consequences, and also in frame of the project it's misleading.
But where's then the difference between us and those people we are fighting against with this project? If you want to forbid one word, and those people are forbidding me to live in my home country and in my home city, then I don't see any difference between us and them, because they are forbidding things, and we are also now starting to forbid things. And what I saw in this movie is a naked guy who is walking, and I saw some other movies where I saw 2,000 naked people walking, of Steven Spielberg, of Tarantino, and of bullshit. So what is, like, for me it's really funny that we're discussing, actually start to discuss about one thing. And the one thing is like that I also agree with everybody here, that it's not right how they did the movie. This is really important. But now to forbid the movie, because I see this, about this authorization rights, more or less blue, 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 blue. You know, I mean, how you can forbid something? Well,
The rules of the project is just a rule of this. You will Sunday go to work in the fields of art, making movies. Responsibility. All law. There is law. You cannot do something that, as Bara say, you cannot manipulate the people. If you have permission of these people, okay. And also, yes, and also if, and also in the end, I am the responsible person will say, is this in this project or not?
We are pushing here something what is nothing. And those people are also using the same tool what we are using now. They are pushing some problems in Mostar and anywhere about some religion problems where there is no problem. And then it's coming to fights. And this is what we are doing now. We are pushing some problem where a naked guy is walking. And this is coming to this stuff what is coming.
But only the prayer.
Yeah, and it's not about like between the religions or anything, you know. As Esra said, there are many religions, and I don't know, maybe there's some other praise, maybe belong to some other nation, I don't know. But as I said, it's not about, you know, like between institutions, Christians, Muslims, it's not about that. It's about me, it's about Esra, it's about someone else. It's okay, we can do anything about the discrimination of the religions, that's wars of anything, but about the belief is, you know, it's about me, about here.
Yes, but I don't forbid you to believe. So please don't forbid me to make movies.
No, but it's about...
Yes, but it's somehow like this.
Yeah, I agree with you in this point. Of course. Yeah. No, but yeah. But it's just about the ethics that you, I think. It's just about the ethics that you tell somebody what you will do with this. And maybe he will decide not to. It's just about this freedom decision.
The voices, we can change the voices. I will pray, it's no problem.
For example, I'm an atheist, and I'm critical towards every religion similar, in the same way. So you said some people were very, is going to be very, I don't know, angry or offended because of seeing of that movie. But I will just say one simple thing. In 1945, 95% of the people in Germany were for the Adolf Hitler. So, but they are wrong. They were wrong. It's probably wrong. It's not good to kill people because they are different. And also, different religions are in fundamentalistic way, in the same way they are doing the same thing as Germans did in 1941 or since 1945. So I'm not going to speak about it because as far as I'm concerned, the question of freedom of speech and freedom of creativity and freedom of, if you want art, it's not in this topic of questions. Only thing is the question of this Bom did this movie, and not to tell the people who are let's say acting in this movie what's going to be.
I just wanted to say that we all agree that this behavior of not telling the truth was not good. So I don't think that we have to speak about this anymore. I agree with Mary. We're talking about cultural differences. Because if they would now record the same prayers from people who agree to the idea of this film, would this film still be shown? This is the question. Does somebody feel offended by the film itself? We agree that it was wrong behavior, and even Bom said it was wrong. And he, in a way, apologized for it. So we are talking about this sensitivity of you with this, hearing this prayer, seeing the naked man. This is if you feel personally really offended by this film, this is something we should discuss. But I know about these cultural differences because, for example, when you sing a national hymn, it can be felt as an offense for German people. Maybe for somebody else it feels like a compliment. And this is no big deal. This is just something of communication, and this is what we're talking about.
I mean, first, like forbidding the movie, this is another subject that I cannot say I am for it, forbidding the movie. Because also when we were talking about it in the table, in the lunch, I also told them we can discuss about the things he did wrong, but I cannot directly discuss and block his way of telling his truth. Because if it's his truth, it's okay. But first of all, as I said, I felt also in two ways. First, I am cheated, and I am cheated against my own religion. I don't know. It's also it starts there. My prayer starts with the name of Allah. And if Allah is something important for me, I don't want to see the letters written on Bom's body. That's the problem for me. Yeah, at the end it was written on the screen. It's really simple thing personally.
If the people in Turkey say they will not show this film, it's okay because they understand the cultural circumstances in Turkey and they decide not to show it. You, as the project cooperator and manager, you can decide in a public screening with journalists where you're presenting it, you will not show it. But we cannot forbid this film to be on the DVD, and it should have the titles because it was made as a part of this. And it caused also this discussion, which we will also put in the making of.
With any movie, if I try to provocate people, then it's something completely different, Because maybe for him, I don't know how is his relation with religions, or does he know anything about? Because we didn't choose the prayer, he chose the prayer, and he was, I don't know, most important prayer. Because he asked me, can you pray this? And I said, okay. Because I trust him. We are ready. Any of you, if you call me again, and I will pray again for the project. It's not about my religion. But
So I have a question. If we find another one who say any prayer in Turkish, and we change the most important prayer to a smaller prayer,
yeah, what would change?
What would the situation change? So you're not in the film, so this is the first. And nobody were cheated because we can maybe ask or find other people. So what is the problem still existing? It is the problem that, that some writings from Quran is on naked body.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was not on.
Yeah, really, exactly. Yeah,
but maybe you have also prayers who's not in Quran, or not?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But as I said, Quran is not like the only prayer. It means anything, and actually I don't know what does it mean.
Because this
it's just
was not
with Allah.
respectless. we didn't compare this one who's in the top in the first line is better than who's in the last line. It was like to show divided because we have only 2D, and if we had 3D maybe it would be clear that we didn't compare. Just make it clear it is divided because there is no only one God. So the one God is maybe divided, and so that everybody can have one God or something like that.
Somebody asked me to make him a cross. I said, okay, I will make the cross, but explain me why you need that cross. He explained me everything about the cross, about the television, about the movie. He explained me everything about what he's recording. So I made him a cross. It's not a problem. But you cannot use things if you don't ask first. Why will you use it? Why will you need it?
And you cannot use it. But we have already finished the situation. We are having a movie. Now the question is what to do with the movie. Or in another way, if the movie will stay a part of the project. I mean, we are talking about freedom of speech, of course, but we cannot screen it in Turkey. I mean, we can screen it maybe even in Hagia Sophia, but tomorrow you will be killed, and if the price of the screening is that you have to be killed, I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so that we are now repeating the things. I think that maybe it's good if Želimir say his own.
Well, first of all, of course, everybody agrees that there is a certain mistake in the fact that actually Martin did not tell the people for what he will use the voices or their contribution to the film. Unfortunately, a lot of you have not been where we have been discussing on the main principles of making documentary films, but about half of the time I was explaining exactly that question, and a lot of people have been asking me about that aspect of using and misusing and manipulation. And I told you that there is not a question only of manipulation, there is also a very strict legal aspect of that topic in making movies, in making documentaries, which is actually in all European laws and in all laws on every country. So it is strictly said that actually you cannot use anyone's personality, face, or even voice, if that personality did not give approval or if did not agree. So of course maybe Martin, first of all, did not know that actually this legal aspect exists, you see. So he, as someone, if we do not want, he can just go to the first lawyer and say, please, in my name, stop this film because my voice is used on a way which I did not agree upon. So it's very simple. That is one aspect of the thing. Another aspect of the thing is that what that film is trying to tell as a story and as a picture. When I saw it, of course I did not know that you did not have agreed. When I saw it, my feeling was, look, Martin somehow came close to some of the topic of our workshop. The topic is that the people and the various religions has divided the God, the creator of the world. How he did it? He put one creation of the God in the picture, that is our naked bomb. He was created not by the Muslim, not by the Christian. He is created either by the nature for the people who are atheists, or by the God for all others who are believers. So the God-created creature was was filmed in the form how God brought the man on the earth, naked. And various prayers of various religions, they try somehow to privatize God for themselves, which is, if we are real believers, this is very much against our notion of the God. So, of course, what we have heard here from you, that you have been manipulated, that is one thing. But we have heard also something else, that in Muslim religion there is a big problem, as the Muslim religion wants to privatize the God for themselves. And that is against the human in the world. The God is actually in possession of everybody. You see, the Christian people, if they are good and honest, the Buddhist people, and also non-believers. So I think that out of this discussion, you as the Muslims should also think that it will not be a good communication in the world, and it will not be a good possibility and place, for instance, for your nice and prosperous country in Europe, if you think that you are the only one who has to be the children of the God. First of all, we cannot make conclusion of this sort without director, without author, because he has a legal responsibilities. So, with these threats, what we have heard from Bojan, actually, if we move his voices and Martin leaves someone else's voices, then Martin has to think about this threat, what he says. Then Bojan's threat will say, look, Martin, you do that, but you know, in my country, you can be for that accused and even threatened with killing. So it is up to Martin, is he going to run this risk? And sometimes, in very many situations, the artists are ready to take the risks. Otherwise, the culture and art would not exist, you see. As you know, a lot of artists and a lot of thinkers and a lot of the greatest intellectuals of the mankind, they have sacrificed their own life for freedom of expression. So maybe Martin is one of them.
Firstly, the voice of Bojan is not problem, and also necklace of bomb is not problem. I think it's general thing. If you take the Bojan's voice from this video, it's still problem for me. If you also take pray in my religion, it's still problem for me, because there is something respectless for the Christian also, for the Jews also, not only for Muslim. Let's think about if something is mine, for me is valuable, and you want to use it, I will say, take care of this, please. I use it like that, and you take care of this too. So, I think the praying is something personal, something valuable and individual for every person who are believing in Islam or other religion. But it's something valuable for them. And if you want to use it, which will be discussion, you must go every Christian say, can I use your prayer? You must go for everyone, because it's everybody's prayer. Understand? It's not only mine. It's not only the praise, my praise. All Muslims pray. So for me, it's not logical you use it on the people who is necklace. So it's something respectless made to me. Also for Christian, it's same.
Maybe it's not the same.
No, it's same. No. For Jews, it's same.
Definitely not. But Ezra, if I asked every Muslim who believes like you, everybody said no. So where's the difference to ask and say no, and to do it without permission and get you shouldn't have done it.
So find other material to use on your project. Find other thing for make act. You can use another thing, but it's holy to me. You can. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things you can use, but there isn't too much things to me.
I asked Bojan before, what is when we change this so holy prayer to maybe a prayer children pray every night, or when you have lunch or dinner or breakfast? What is then? So, and he told maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's okay, he said. But what do you say about this? Is it a problem for you as a more religious people than?
But they don't misuse it. I think in my religion and also in Christianity, maybe you know also, and also in Jews being necklace is. It's not some in culture also. If you people on the streets necklace, you don't think he is normal. If you see a people who is walking on the street necklace, you don't think he is a normal person. Maybe you will say he's crazy. Not only about religion.
But you see,
there is something abnormal here. It's not.
You are very clever girl. You are very clever girl. And you surprise me now, because what do you think? There is, for instance, in the world today, at least 10 million of people who live naked, for instance, in Africa. Do you think, are they created by God?
Yeah.
Who created them?
God created.
How can you say that being
I'm
naked...
talking about my religion and a religion which I'm talking about, which
you said to all religions. You said to all religions. You said to all religions.
Please only use their pray on that film.
You have been speaking about all religions.
Please only use that pray which African do. Just use them.
Can I don't think that it is. Here is the place to discuss about Ezra's beliefs or my Islam's beliefs, because you know. No, but sorry, let me please.
We are discussing about something else.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Please do not apply something which is actually your religion and which is so obvious that it is absolutely not covering the God creation of the world and mankind. Please do not apply on the whole mankind. It is not realistic.
But I'm talking a praying which are telling that.
No,
so
you have been telling here that it is unnormal for human people to be
it's abnormal. In our culture, if somebody came here and reckless, what will you think about? You will maybe you are make it, but for me, for Volkan, I don't know. It's not something normal.
Yes.
If I see a person who is necklace walking on the street, it's not something normal.
May I stop this in this point, because we are going now a discussion about religion.
Yeah.
But we start here, no.
But this is religion.
Yes,
this is the conflict in the whole world, and not only in the group.
We start with this, that he used this material and stuff of the people without permission. And this is not possible. And also, I, as responsible for this project...
We already went by this point. We are now talking about another topic.
Look, with that point, of course, that we have to put this film now in phases, that it is not, how would I say, produced on a legal way. So now we are, with this film of Martin, we are absolutely, we have concluded, and everybody understood that actually in that process of filming was used a wrong method, which is not only artistically wrong, it is also wrong from the legal point, you see. So that means that that film is now not put publicly, you see, but final decision how artist Martin will treat naked body will be absolutely his responsibility. His responsibility. He has to take out prayer of Bojan. He has to think about all this discussion what we had, but we are not absolutely the forum which legally has a right to forbid art expression. Exactly like we are a forum who can forbid manipulation, but art expression of anyone else, it is the more responsibility of God, not of you or of you.
So